how do you get your terrain texturing to go from this, with the very obvious tiling, to this, with no tiling at all that's visible? In order to achieve this effect, we're going to have to create a custom shader graph. To create the shader graph, all we need to do is go to Create, Shader Graph, URP, and since it's terrain shader, we're going to go down to Terrain Lit Shader Graph. And then we're going to open it up. A very simple way to achieve a similar effect is to use a shader graph like this one. And it uses noise to offset the tiling slightly so that it gives it a less tiled effect. However, to achieve the full tileless effect that I showed before, you'll have to use a technique called texture bombing, which is what this shader graph here achieves. Texture bombing is a procedural computer graphics technique used to eliminate visible repetitive tiling patterns when applying textures over a large surface like a landscape or your terrain. It works by dividing the surface into a grid and placing, rotating, or scaling randomized overlapping samples of the texture within each cell. Meaning we essentially sample the texture multiple times and overlay those all in a grid pattern to achieve our final texture result.